Hey everyone, welcome to Pink Tutu Tarot. So today we're going to look at the 5 things you need to work on this year. The 5 things Spirit believes will help make this next year the best it possibly can, and the things they want you to learn from the experiences you're going to have. Now, normally, if you follow my channel, you know normally I show you upright a card from each reading. For this particular reading, they wanted me to put the cards face down. So you're going in a little bit blind. And it's because they don't want you to have a bias, a pre-bias to what you think you need to learn. They want you to be open-minded about what you really need to learn. Sometimes we tell ourselves, well, this is what I need to learn because it's something that we feel comfortable learning. But Spirit isn't all about always making us comfortable. It's about helping us grow and being the best we can be and the most abundant we can be and to live the best possible life. And sometimes we limit ourselves by staying in our comfort zone. So I'm going to ask you to just look at the cards, maybe gather some energy from 1, 2, or 3. Trust your gut and choose that group. And then all you have to do is go down into the description box. You can click on the timestamp for that group and it will take you to your reading. If you get into the reading and you feel like, you know what, this really isn't for me, of course, just pick a different one. But I would say give it a chance because Spirit might have some surprises for you that will make you think, that will make you see things a little bit differently. And you might get what you really need from it before you switch groups. All right, thanks you guys. Hey group 1. All right, we are going to take a look at what 5 things you need to work on this year. So let's start with your initial card. Your card is number 35 and it's Storm Angel, collision of beliefs, styles, attitudes, and energies. Let me see if Spirit wants to tell you anything about this card specifically before we get started. Okay, they want to wait. So they want you to see your tarot cards first, but we will talk about that card in a bit. All right. All right, we have the 2 of Pentacles reversed, the 6 of Wands, the Hanged Man reversed, the 3 of Swords, and the 5 of Pentacles. All right. Give me just a second. See what Spirit wants to tell you before we go through each of these cards and each of these 5 areas. All right, they're talking about how this is a year of healing for you on many different levels. You're going to be healing your emotions. You're going to be healing relationships. I'm sorry, say that again. You're going to be learning this year to take a step back a little bit and see the bigger picture of things. It's not that you're going backwards. Don't take it that way. It's you just being able to see the bigger picture of your circumstances, your life. You know, it could be your job, your relationships. Taking it all in as a whole and just being able to recognize the lessons in circumstances that you will find yourself in repeated cycles that you have experienced, in the past, that I'm sure you want to break and not experience again. And they're showing me an image of a flower sort of blossoming, and you coming out of this flower that's blossoming. So it's a message of, they're telling me, number one, it's a message of coming out of your shell a little bit. So if you feel like you are holding back in some area or many areas of your life, you're going to find yourself coming out of your shell. But you're also going to find growth and expansion and blossoming in your life. So that's what this year is about. And we're going to go through, the 5 things that you need to work on. All right. Anything else before we get into the card, Spirit? Okay. All right. So the first thing you need to work on this year, per Spirit, is the 2 of Pentacles reversed. Okay. They're saying that one of the things that you need to be aware of and work on is your ability to make decisions, to stop, not to stop weighing things, because that's not the message at all, but it's to stop overthinking decisions, overweighing a decision. They're giving me a sense of a tendency to waver on something and waver on it and not know what to do, and feeling kind of, stuck sometimes because you don't know how to move forward. They're saying, we're going to teach you to take a deep breath, weigh your options, and decide. And not overthink it, be overly concerned with how things are going to turn out. Spirit's saying, we've got your back. We're helping you. And as you go through this year, the goal is going to be to start trusting your instincts and fearing the outcome a little bit less. Trusting your instincts and fearing your outcome less. Or the outcome, sorry. Okay. And we'll pull more cards, get a little more detail on each of these. All right, so the second thing you need to learn is the 6 of Wands. Spirit's saying there's a need for you to learn to accept success. And I know that probably sounds weird because everyone wants success, right? So tell me more about that, Spirit. Spirit's saying really that you need to learn to be more open to success, to being successful on the inside, in your heart. You may think you're open to it, but there's a fear there. There's some trepidation that you're not good enough, that you're not worthy, that what you're working on or pursuing is out of your league. If it has to do with relationships for you, you may have some fear of success there as well. Because you've been burnt in the past and things have looked like they were successful in the past and then fallen apart. So if this relates to your relationships, you're going to learn, you need to work on it, but you're going to learn how to believe in yourself, believe in your goals, believe in your dreams, and believe in other people to the point where you trust that victory is yours, right? That it's going to work out. That you are everything you need. And that if a relationship comes in, to not be afraid of it. Okay? Okay. All right, the third thing you need to work on this year, the Hanged Man in reverse. Okay. Say that again. Yeah, they're saying, okay, so you may have been on a path of learning new things. And Spirit's saying you're not going to stop that path of learning new things, but this year, one of the things you really need to focus on and work on is to start putting what you've learned into action. Even while you are still learning, even while you are still taking information in, even while you are healing and going through some processes of sort of internalizing and working through things that have happened in the past. Spirit saying it's time this year for you to take action, for you to stop waiting for the right time, whether this is with your work, whether it's, some personal situation or relationship. It's time to stop waiting, and it's time to start showing the world what you're made of. And that really goes hand in hand with the success card as well. Once you believe that you're not going to fail, it's easier for you to get off the fence and start moving towards your goals, to start accepting that there is no perfect time. There is no right time. The time is now. The time is now. Okay? All right. The fourth thing that you need to work on this year is the Three of Swords. Spirit's saying this year, they're actually wanting you to be a little bit more vulnerable. When something hurts you, when something doesn't feel great, when things maybe aren't going your way, rather than putting on a brave face and showing the world that, hey, everything's great, I'm fine. Spirit's saying, allow yourself to be a little more vulnerable this year, to let people see the real you, to let people see what you're actually going through. Good, bad, doesn't matter. But it's the putting on the face of perfection that Spirit wants to sort of sweep away. And they're saying this because it may feel like other people respond to perfection, but other people actually relate to vulnerability. And when you are vulnerable, people can see something in you that resonates with them. So what you generate is acceptance and engagement and connection, where when you only show the good things, the beautiful things, the positive things, sometimes that can create jealousy in people because they know their lives are not perfect. And yours isn't either. And there is a time and a place to be positive and stay positive and put that happy face on. But Spirit's saying this year, work on being more vulnerable, more honest with yourself and more honest with others about how you're really feeling, how things are really going for you. They're saying this will go a long way in helping you become who you want to become and who you are meant to become, and to help you reach your goals this year. All right, the final thing Spirit wants you to work on this year is the Five of Pentacles. Hold on one sec. Spirit wants you to learn to be indifferent to, I want to make sure I'm saying this right. No, not indifferent. I'm sorry. Tell me how to say it. Spirit wants you to be open to circumstances that aren't always pleasant. And it goes a little bit hand in hand with this Three of Swords, being more vulnerable. Talk to me more about that, Spirit. I want to know how to explain this. Okay, for an example, they're saying if you find yourself this year spending a lot of time alone, Spirit's saying don't try to force engagement. If it's a time when you are meant to be alone, allow yourself to be alone. Allow yourself to feel what that feels like. It doesn't mean you're going to spend the year alone. Trust me. They're saying exactly on the flip side, when you are surrounded by people and you have opportunities to be social, and you kind of just want to crawl into bed and avoid it for some reason, they're saying allow yourself to be a little bit uncomfortable. Learn to be okay with being a little bit uncomfortable. When life presents you with something, work on allowing that thing, regardless of how it feels to you. I mean, unless it feels dangerous, obviously, but you know what I mean. If it feels uncomfortable, allow that anyway. Because there's something you're meant to learn from this uncomfortable feeling. And one of those things is that you'll be learning how much you can do that you didn't think you could do. What you can accomplish that you thought was impossible. What you can live with that you thought you couldn't live with or live without. Allow circumstances that show up in your life to be, instead of fighting them and trying to run away from them. Allow some circumstances to just be. Interesting. Okay, let's get a little deeper. Get some more information here. Okay. All right. We have the King of Needles in reverse, the Ace of Matches, the Four of Buttons reversed, the Two of Buttons reversed, and the World card. Okay. All right. So the first thing here, the Two of Pentacles reversed with the King of Needles or the King of Swords reversed. I'm going to read you the words on this card. It says oppression, weakness, judgmental. Yeah, Spirit's just saying there is a sense here of some difficulty in making decisions. And not only working on, getting the facts, making a decision, but then once a decision is made, to not judge or second guess it, to not beat yourself up if something doesn't work out the way you hoped. Spirit's saying there are no accidents here, right? They're helping you. They're helping you with these decisions, but sometimes you just sort of have to get off the pot and decide. And whatever decision you make, Spirit is going to work with you. Your spirit guides are going to work with you to help you learn what you need to learn, to get out of it what you need to get out of it, and to make the most of it. They're reassuring you this year there are no wrong decisions. As long as it's legal and doesn't hurt anyone, right? Okay. All right. So then the second thing is with the Six of Wands, this openness to believing that you can be successful and that you are successful, along with the Ace of Matches, which is the Ace of Wands. And the words on here say inspiration, opportunity, and potential. Spirit is saying, along with this energy of believing that you can be successful and being open to all the success that is available. And it's there. Success is available for you. But there is a sense of sometimes you push it away because you don't always believe in yourself. But if you allow yourself to believe and to be inspired, opportunities will show up that will teach you just how successful you can be. Was there something else on that, Spirit? Okay, interesting. All right, so the Hanged Man in reverse, and then we have the Four of Buttons or the Four of Pentacles reversed. And this is all about taking action, right? You're not done learning, or, we're never done learning. But if there's something that you've been learning or working on or waiting for or holding off on, this is the year for you to start taking action and to start putting yourself out there. So with the Four of Buttons, the words on here say possession, defensive, frugality, and miserly. Spirit's saying let go. Let go. You're holding too tightly on your insecurities, your fears, on what you think you still need to learn or what you think still needs to happen. When the best way forward, the best way to create the right time for something is to start moving toward it, is to start taking action, putting yourself out there, giving yourself the opportunity to be seen, to be heard, to be witnessed. Give yourself the chance to go where you are meant to go without hesitating so much. The time is now, they're saying. This is your year to take action and begin that movement forward. Okay? All right, then we have the Three of Swords, which is allowing yourself to be vulnerable, to feel things and not hide it from yourself or from others. And combined with that is the Two of Buttons, which is the Two of Pentacles. And the words on here say spinning plates, overwhelmed, overcommitted. Spirit's saying you're gonna experience all those things this year, right? There may be times when you feel overwhelmed, when you feel like you've taken on too much, when you feel like, you're going to drop the ball on something and you can't do anymore, and all those things that we all feel now and again. But what you're being asked to do is to allow yourself to feel those things, to pay witness to them yourself, and to open yourself up to that message when you share with others. Spirit's saying you can be vulnerable and successful at the same time. And sometimes being vulnerable opens the door to success even more quickly. Because people will believe you. So when you're having a great day, they'll believe you. If there are other times when you're struggling and you say, you know what, I'm struggling with this. It doesn't mean give up, it doesn't mean hide under the covers and, don't try. It just means be open about it, at least with yourself. And then tell yourself that this is temporary. It's not about wallowing or being a victim. It's just about being real. It's about being real. Okay. And then we have with the Five of Pentacles, which was about allowing circumstances to be, right? Allowing yourself to feel circumstances, to live with circumstances, and to not try to fight them or run away from them. That is combined with the World card. And the words on here say completion, triumph, and harmony. Spirit's saying you will get more out of this card, out of this lesson, than all of the other ones combined. And that's why it's being combined with the World card. Once you learn to accept situations, and I'm not saying, you're in an abusive relationship, accept that. Absolutely not. Never, 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 right? It's not about that. It's about, you know what? I have a coworker I don't get along with. I can't stand it anymore. I'm just going to leave this job. Well, maybe leaving the job is the right thing, but what Spirit wants you to do this year to work on is to just feel that circumstance, live with it, accept it as something you're maybe meant to learn from and grow from rather than run away from. So, take each situation as you can and know that your spirit guides are helping you. They're helping you to understand in each individual situation what you should do. But you will grow from this. So I'm going to give you an example that they're showing me. I've been doing a lot of travel lately. I'm living nomadically, traveling around the United States. Spent probably most of my life in Florida, where it's very hot, very warm, and I'm comfortable with that. I was convinced after my first stop, where it got as cold as like 50 degrees Fahrenheit, that I really couldn't go anywhere colder than that. But I allowed myself to be led by my spirit guides, and I went where they told me to go. And I'm currently where the temperature sometimes gets down to 0 degrees, right? Never in a million years did I think I could survive that, much less embrace it or enjoy it. And I will tell you, I'm doing all three. It's a matter of like circumstances that happen in your life. I could have run away from it. I could have said, no, I'm not doing that. I'm only going to warm places. But I'm trusting the circumstances that show up in my life and allowing them to show me what I'm capable of, what I can live with, what I can live without, what I need to learn. So hopefully that example sort of gives you an idea. But like I said, this card, the Five of Pentacles, learning to, breathe through uncomfortable situations and allow them and allow yourself to be uncomfortable really is the game changer for this year for you. And that's when you'll experience like triumph, right? Completion. Okay, so let's go back to your initial card. Storm Angel, collision of beliefs, styles, attitudes, energies. Spirit's saying we're going to be throwing a lot of things at you this year. New things, old things, great things, challenging things. They're saying no matter what we throw at you, you can handle it. It's not devastating, right? It's a storm, right? They're comparing it to, a really bad thunderstorm or, snowstorm or whatever it may be. Spirit is acknowledging that, yes, you are going to experience some storms. Your challenge this year is to ride out the storms and to become stronger for that. Knowing that storms don't last forever. They are temporary. They're situational. They come and they go, and then the sun comes back out, and everything is great again. So it's not that you're going to have a storm-filled year. Absolutely not. But there are going to be things that are going to help you expand and grow and blossom, like we talked about earlier. They're saying it's really actually going to be a very incredible, an incredible year for you. And you may not even fully grasp it all in the beginning, how much you're learning, how much you're growing, how much you're blossoming and coming out of your shell and making an impact on the world in some way. But you will see it by the end of the year. You'll recognize, how far you've come. So, not to give the impression that this is a hard year at all. Yeah, they're saying it's not about being a hard year. It's the regular trials and tribulations that we all have all the time. You're just being asked to make decisions, believe in yourself, get moving, be vulnerable, and then to take situations that make you feel uncomfortable and embrace them anyway. That's what it's about. All right, I've got one more card for you. So your fortune cookie card. Let's see what it says. It says property, a property purchase or sale for many, but heed security concerns in transactions. What do you want them to know about this card, Spirit? They're saying that your home is going to play a factor in a lot of these experiences. Where you live, how you live, who you live with. For some of you, it may involve moving or traveling extensively, not just one vacation, but it's a lot of these challenges are going to be where you would normally feel most comfortable, which would be your home, right? That's your cozy zone. And so you're going to learn to embrace I'm sorry, say that again. You're going to learn how to embrace a new definition of cozy and comfortable. Learn how to shake things up in your life a little bit. All right. Well, okay, group one, that's all I've got for you. I hope that is helpful for you. I'm going to wish you a great year ahead, and thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye. Hey, group two. All right, we're going to take a look at what 5 things you need to work on this next year. So let's start with your initial card. Your card is number 11, and it's Dried Flower Fairy, and it says Sweet Memories. And we're going to talk about this in a minute, but we're going to get some tarot cards out first. So let's look at your tarot. All right, we have 6 of Cups reversed, Knight of Swords reversed, King of Wands, Page of Swords, and King of Cups reversed. And I'll pull more cards after, but we'll talk about these first. So give me just a second. I want to take these in, get some initial messages for you from Spirit, and then we'll we'll talk about these cards and the 5 things that you need to work on. Okay, hold on one sec, y'all. Spirit is talking about, this next year for you, a need for you to open up to new experiences, new people, new opportunities, and sort of letting go of the past a little bit. They want you to learn to be able to close some doors in this next year, which are going to be necessary in order for new doors to open up for you. They're saying it's not always easy to close doors because we're afraid that what we're leaving behind is better than what lies ahead. And they're saying that is not the case for you. So just know that up front. Anything else, Spirit? They're also talking about any efforts to try to control the situation or control your life in general in this coming year are not going to be to your benefit. They're wanting you to let go of the reins a little bit. Be more open to things coming to you rather than forcing things to come to you, rather than you trying to make it happen. Okay, got it. Okay, all right. So let's talk about your tarot cards. Your first card, your first thing you need to work on is the 6 of Cups reversed. And they're just saying clearly, letting go of the past. They're saying the past was great. A lot of good things, a lot of blessings in your past. Bad things also, of course. But what we tend to cling to are the good things. And it's not that you need to remove good things from your life, but be open to closing some doors that no longer help you, that no longer resonate with your life. The doors that you're keeping open out of fear or just out of nostalgia. They're saying keep the past where it belongs, in the past. Your future is so much brighter than what you've experienced yet, and then and it's brighter than what you think the future is going to look like. Okay. Okay. All right. So the second thing you need to work on, Knight of Swords reversed. What did you want to say about this, Spirit? They're saying don't be in such a hurry, right? Work on, I'm sorry, how do you want me to say that? They're saying work on going forward step by step. They're saying take care of things as they need to be taken care of. Go after things when they come to you. But don't chase after things. That's something that you need to work on this year, is to not chase after people, not chase after opportunities, not chase after situations that you want to happen. And it's not to say don't pursue. It is more about forcing things, not trying to force something to happen when it's not quite ready. Don't be in such a rush. They're saying situations will turn when the time is right and when you're ready. So they're asking you to let go of the reins. We will lead the horse where it needs to go. You just have to trust a little bit. Okay? All right, so the third thing you need to work on in this next year is the King of Wands. They're saying embrace change. And change is going to happen, right? That's why they're asking you to close some doors. And yes, you have to be patient. Yes, you have to be willing to allow things to come to you. But when they do, be open to and excited about change, about new things. Sometimes even scary things, right? Not scary as in bad, but scary as in something you've never done before. Or situations that might be out of your comfort level. People that might be different than what you would normally be attracted to, if it's a love situation. They're saying change is in the air. The best thing you can do, learn to embrace the change. Because when you fight it, you block it. But change is meant to happen. These changes are good. They're good changes. Okay? All right. The fourth thing that you need to work on is the Page of Swords. Spirit is saying, hold on. Spirit is wanting you to find your voice this year. Speak your mind. Not resentfully, not judgmentally, not emotionally, but speak your mind. Be clear about what you want and what you need, whether you're talking to a potential romantic partner, whether you're talking to a boss, interviewing for a job maybe. Even if you are in a job and you have the opportunity to provide your opinion, speak up. They're saying speak up. It's something that you need to work on more. And you may feel like you speak up sometimes now, but Spirit is indicating it's not enough. So work on speaking up more this year. Being a voice that can be heard. Because it needs to be heard, they're saying. And lastly, the last thing that you need to work on this year is the King of Cups reversed. Okay. They're wanting you to be open to situations that, again, a little bit like we mentioned before, that might be a little bit out of your comfort zone. Don't be afraid to, when doors open for you, when things come your way, to shake things up. To rock the boat a little bit, they're saying. They're saying to be a catalyst for change, you do have to be emotionally ready. And they're wanting you to work on that. So it's embracing the change. It's being a catalyst for change, but working on your self-esteem, working on your personal stability, on any insecurities you may have, any fears you may have, working on those things so that when things are shaken up, either by you or by the universe or someone else, you are emotionally ready for it and can then embrace it and make the most of these things. Okay, all right. Let's get a few more cards. Let's see what else they want to tell you. All right, we have the Hanged Man in reverse, the Five of Needles reversed, the Universe reversed, the Knight of Buttons, and the Six of Buttons reversed. Okay. So the first lesson, Six of Cups reversed, combined with the Hanged Man reversed. This is about letting go of the past and moving forward. I'll read you the words on here. It says resistance, indecision, stalling. Spirit is saying, let go of the need to delay, to be sort of, I'm trying to get their way of saying it. They're saying corralled by the past. Corralled. That's why I wasn't getting that word. Corralled by the past. In other words, fenced in by the past. You are meant to run free. You are meant to be that wild stallion who can find, embrace new opportunities, new places, new people, new things. But as long as you are stuck in a pen, as long as you are stuck in one place and stuck in the past, you'll be held back. So they really want you to work on being able to close doors, to acknowledge when something really, something you loved in the past, but maybe doesn't excite you anymore. It doesn't, satisfy your inner inspiration anymore. Learn to recognize those things, acknowledge them, and then to say, well, thank you for being in my life. I learned a lot from you, whether that be a place, a situation, a job, a person, and then just even an attitude, right? And then just close the door on and say, you know what? I'm going to do something different now. Then we have the Knight of Swords reversed and the Five of Needles reversed. Five of Needles is the Five of Swords reversed. The words on here say reconciliation, remorse, and compromise. Again, they're wanting you to slow down and allow. Yes, they do want you to be this, stallion that can run free, but with a caveat. Slow down and allow opportunities, people, situations, jobs to come to you. Don't force it. Don't fight for it. You know what I mean? Don't insist on winning at all costs. When it comes to a situation, allow. What else did you want to say about this? They're saying the word reconciliation to me, which I acknowledge is on the card. But why are you saying this, Spirit? Okay. They're talking about people in your life that may be able to help you, situations that may be able to help you, things that I would say more people that you have had challenges with in the past. That could be another thing you need to let go of in the past, not necessarily the person, but the attitude toward them, your perspective toward them. Allow the opportunity for some reconciliation with some people or person. It could be, it'll be different for everybody. But allow yourself to come together with those that can help you, even if in the past you've had negative experiences with them. Because this next year is all about you embracing change. And one of those changes is your inner change. It's changing how you see, how you react. allowing people to show a different side of themselves. So that's interesting. And again, it's about not forcing change, just allowing. If there's somebody in your life that you've had negative experiences with, obviously you don't want to force that, but you can allow, and if they come to you and offer you help or come to you with a new attitude, rather than push them away, close the door on the past and allow an energy of compromise and reconciliation. Because you might be surprised what doors that opens for you, or who they might introduce you to, that kind of thing. Okay, then we have the King of Wands with the universe reversed. And the words on here say decadence, stagnation, regress. And again, this lesson here, this thing you need to work on, is all about embracing change. Being open to it when it comes your way, getting excited by it, allowing things to come to you and make you a little uncomfortable. Allow yourself to be a little uncomfortable. They're saying be open to all of, they're talking about like a variety of experiences and feelings. So be open to things that are decadent. Be open to things that are different than you're used to. Be open to everything the universe has to offer, and don't push things away that may have you feeling uncomfortable, that may not look the way you want it to look. Change is change. We can say embrace change, but if we only mean embrace changes that we're comfortable with and really like, that's just embracing more comfort, right? More of the same in a different package. Change is uncomfortable if it's true change. But they're wanting you to embrace it and not push it away. Not to allow, when change comes, not to allow you to regress backward, to go back to your old way back here. It's not about the past. It's not about who you were. It's not about how things were. It's about shaking things up and embracing that adrenaline, that excitement of something new. And you might just surprise yourself. Okay. Then we have the Page of Swords, which we talked about is speaking your mind, right? Being heard. And that comes with the Knight of Buttons, which is the Knight of Pentacles. And the words on here say attainment, patience, and tenacity. And they're really highlighting the word tenacity, meaning when you believe something, when you feel confident about something, allow yourself to be unshakable about that. Speak your mind. Be a voice. Be someone who doesn't waver when others disagree, unless they convince you. They truly convince you, right? It's not about being stubborn, but it is about holding true to your values and your integrity and moving forward with it. Being a little bit unshakable when it comes to your values and your integrity and things that you feel strongly about. Okay, last but not least, the fifth thing you need to work on. We talked about the King of Cups, working on being emotionally ready for shakeups, for rocky water, for When the boat starts to rock, when the waves start to crash, right? Things start to change. And I don't say any of those words to sound scary. It's just, the Knight of Wands, or I'm sorry, the Knight of Cups, or the King of Cups. Yeah. All of the things. The King of Cups, he's in the water, and the water is splashing all around him, but he's in a calm place emotionally. Spirit's saying that there's a need to work on this, to find that sense of emotional stability within yourself. And that's being paired here with the Six of Buttons reversed, which is the Six of Pentacles reversed. And the words on here say unpaid debt, stinginess, and self-interest. Spirit is saying to be emotionally ready for change, you do have to be a little bit self-interested. In other words, it's not to say don't care about other people. That is not it at all. Spirit would never say that. But they are saying take care of yourself first. Look out for your interests first. And as you do that, and as you know that you're doing things and following paths and accepting opportunities or allowing people into your life that are different, right? These shakeups that happen, you're allowing them because you know that you're doing it for you. You're not doing it for someone else. You're not doing it because somebody else will approve. You're not doing it because someone else will be okay with it, or it will help someone else necessarily. Not to say that things that come around for you this year are not going to help others, but Spirit's wanting you to make sure that you're focused on you and your needs first. Interesting. Anything else there, Spirit? Okay, so let's come back to this card. Dried flower, fairy, sweet memories. They're saying the biggest lesson you need to learn, right? We've got 5 lessons here, right? Be emotionally ready for change. Speak your mind and be unshakable in your beliefs and your values. Embrace change when it comes and be excited about it. Allow change to come to you without forcing it, fighting for it, or pushing it away. And closing the door on the past so that you can open new doors to a future. The biggest lesson that they're saying here you need to learn this year is about closing the door to the past. Let memories be memories. Dried flowers, when you touch them, they crumble, right? They fall apart. The future for you is a beautiful, living, brilliant flower, blossoming and opening up. Allow the past to just, sit in a drawer, go in a closet, put it away. Doesn't mean forget it forever. It just means don't live there. Because the past is dried out. It no longer has nutrients. It no longer has life to offer you. All right, so one final card for you. It's your fortune cookie card, final message from Spirit. And it says, care required. Guard yourself against deception and be careful of making foolish mistakes at this time. And as I'm reading that card, they're pointing out 2 cards to me. The Knight of Swords reversed and the Page of Swords. Foolish mistakes, right? These cards can sometimes, the wording sometimes is a little harsh, but what they're saying is, don't rush into things. Don't force things. When they come to you, it will work out. It will feel right. You won't have to fight it or fight for it. And guarding yourself against deception is more about guarding yourself against anyone or anything that pushes you to disregard your values, to let go of your integrity, right? Spirit's wanting you to hold tight to those things and don't allow others to shape that from you. If you can be convinced, truly convinced, I'm not saying be stubborn. Allow yourself to learn and be convinced, but don't change with the wind, right? Because of common sentiment. Own your values, know what they are, and be proud of them, and speak up for them. All right, group 2, that's what I've got for you. I hope that helps. I hope it resonates. I hope it gives you a leg up in this next year. I want to thank you so much for being here. Thank you for your likes, your comments. I always read them. Your subscribes, I appreciate those as well. Thank you so much for being here and for sharing your energy with me. Bye-bye, y'all. Hey, group 3. All right, we are going to take a look at what 5 things you need to work on this year. So let's start with your initial card. Your card is number 2. It says Fairy of the Divine Hand, intoxication, distorted view, overindulgence. All right, we're going to talk about that in a bit, but we're going to get some tarot cards out first and get the 5 items out of the way. See what Spirit wants to tell you. Okay, the first one is the Queen of Wands. Okay. The second one is the Nine of Swords. Third one is the Magician reversed. Fourth one is the Queen of Cups. And the fifth one is the Empress. All right, give me just a second. I want to take these cards in, get some initial messages from Spirit for you, and then we'll talk about what's going on here. So give me just a sec, y'all. Spirit is saying, I'm sorry, say that again. I think I lost it. Spirit is saying, okay, there's a message here about needing to slow down and pay more attention. Pay more attention to what you're doing in general. They're saying there's a tendency to sort of do things off the cuff, without a lot of forethought put into it. They're actually wanting you to slow down and think things through a little bit more. Be more aware of what you're attracting into your life, what you're bringing into your life, what you're consciously like asking for and producing and going after. It feels like right now as if what's been coming into your life has been a little bit random. In other words, you're not getting all the things that you have been hoping for, been trying to manifest, have been trying to create in your life. But Spirit's saying in a lot of ways it's because you've been so distracted and pulled in so many different directions that you can't really focus, or you haven't really focused on exactly what you want and how to get there. Spirit's saying until you are focused, the universe will remain unfocused as well. So they're wanting you to just be more conscious of that. Anything else there, Spirit? Spirit is also saying, as you start to focus on what you want, to attract into your life. They're saying, ask for more than you think you will receive. Ask for more than you even want. Think grander. Be more expansive in your desires as you're manifesting, as you're creating energy that goes out and attracts these things to you. Because if you are asking for more, if you are working to attract more, you might not get all the way there, right? But you probably will get higher than you would if you came in lower and cut yourself off. Okay? All right, so let's talk about the cards. So the first thing you need to learn this year is the Queen of Wands. Okay, yeah, they're pointing out more than what the meaning of this card is. They're really pointing out how she looks in this card. She looks very thoughtful. The Queen of Wands is a manifester, right? She makes things happen. She knows what she wants, and she has the power and the charisma and the fire to bring it toward her. But you notice here, she's not chasing after something. She's thinking about it. She's contemplating, what do I want next? What do I want in my life? And that's the first thing Spirit wants you to work on this year, is being thoughtful and conscious of, what do you really want? Is it a more rewarding job? Is it a new home that meets certain criteria of comfort or location? Is it a higher salary? Is it more money in the bank? Is it lowering your debt? Is it a new relationship, a better relationship, a family? Whatever it is, take some time to think about it, to contemplate it, to bring forward the energy of what you really want. So instead of kind of somewhere in the background going, hey, I really would like a new house. I really getting tired of this place. And then you go on with your day and you focus on this or that, or the things coming at you. Spirit's saying, stop. Slow down for a minute. Pull out a journal. Take a deep breath and write down what you want and why. They're saying, don't forget the why, because the why matters. Why do you want what you want? Why do you want a new home? What is it about a new home that is going to improve your life, make you happier? The answer doesn't matter. All that matters is that you know what the answer is. Okay. All right, so the second thing you need to work on this year is the 9 of Swords. Spirit is saying, be careful who you listen to as you go through this year. Learn to siphon out. They're saying siphon out the impurities. Sift out the impurities. Recognize the voices that are around you, whether they be family, friends, coworkers, people online, that are aligned with your energy, that are aligned with what you want for yourself, that want the best for you, and those that are really speaking to their own fears, their own jealousies, biases. We all have them, and it happens to everybody. So this is no judgment, right? It just, when we're not being conscious of our words, sometimes we say things that can discourage someone else. as they're chasing their dreams, or going after something they want. Most people do not try to be negative. They just feel pain. They're hurt. They're afraid. They feel less than. And sometimes our words come out in hurtful ways. So Spirit is asking you, if you notice on this card, this girl has her hands over her ears and she's blocking the sound out. She's blocking these swords out that are not helping. They're voices that are stabbing her dreams, literally. And as I say that, I'm realizing she's in bed, like going to bed. These swords are stabbing her dreams. Don't let the voices around you stab your dreams. Focus this year. Try to learn to become expert level, they're saying, expert level at siphoning out the impurities, at siphoning out the voices that don't serve you. Whether that's, avoiding them, blocking them, but just not listening, Okay. All right, so the third thing you need to work on this year is the Magician reversed. Okay, Spirit is saying let go. I want to make sure I get this right. They're saying let go of the need okay, I just want to make sure this was right before I said it. Sorry, y'all. They're saying let go of the need to be the boss. Be the boss of your own life, yes. But with others around you, they're asking you to learn a little humility, honestly. To be more aware of others and their goals and dreams, their competencies, and to allow people to be the boss of themselves. So this isn't really about being the boss at work. Literally, it's about taking care of yourself, focusing on what is most important to you, what you want to bring into your life this year. Blocking out the voices that are deterring you from that, but also don't be one of those voices for somebody else, right? Try to learn this year. Spirit saying, don't say try. Learn this year to be better at allowing people to learn at their own pace, to be their own teacher, to learn from the experiences that life brings them and not necessarily what your voice brings them. I'm getting the sense that there's people in your life that you have the best of intentions and you've been through things that they are just going through now. And there's this tendency to want to step in and help them and say, look, I've been through this. I can help you. Let me show you the way. And it's fine to offer advice, but when advice turns to, when it becomes too strong, too insistent, too demanding, too powerful, it can go from simple advice, like take it or leave it, like this is what worked for me, or this is the experience I had, if you want to learn from it. It goes from that, which is good, to trying to tell someone else what to do. And I know that's not your intention, right? Even if this is your kids, obviously you want to keep them from danger, but aside from physical harm, allow the people in your life to learn from their own experiences without your input. Aside from, yes, you can voice your experiences, But Spirit's kind of saying, keep your opinions silent for now. Try work on work on being better at that, because we all learn from experience, right? None of us are really learning because someone else said don't do that. We learn because we do it, or almost do it, or see someone else do it and realize how that would have been a bad decision. And sometimes what we think is a bad decision is not for them, right? We're all on our own path. So learn to accept not being the boss this year. All right, so the fourth thing to work on this year is the Queen of Cups. Spirit is saying, love unconditionally. Spirit's saying, we know that you do love. Whether it's your kids, your parents, your siblings, your friends, the people in your life, your partner. We're saying, we know that you love them. It's not a matter of you doing anything wrong. In this instance, it's about taking that love and growing it to the next level, getting it to the point of unconditional love. So you see someone that you love, maybe about to make a mistake, maybe doing something that's not going to be, dangerous or earth-shattering to them, but you recognize it's probably not the right decision, but they're going to do it anyway. You allow it, but your love never wavers. And ensure that they know that your love never wavers. Sometimes we can love someone unconditionally and our love doesn't waver, but we put on the face of tough love so to make sure they learn their lesson. Spirit's saying it's not necessary. It's not necessary. Tough love is not necessary. Love is all that's necessary. Love and understanding, compassion. So that's something for you to work on this year. It's not to take away from the love you already give. Spirit's saying you do a great job of loving the people in your life. Now just take it to the next level and love them no matter what. No matter what. Okay. And again, they're saying make sure they know that you love them no matter what. Even if it's a mistake that you very much disagree with. Okay. And the last lesson for you to learn this year is the Empress. One second. Spirit is saying, learn to be abundant. I want to hear what more they want to say about that. The Empress is the ultimate card of abundance, right? She has everything she needs and more. And it comes back, sorry y'all, just shaking up this camera. Sorry about that. Comes back to the message they mentioned earlier about when you're asking the universe for things, or God, or, whoever you speak to. The things that you want to manifest in your life. Ask for more than you think you'll receive. That is being abundant. It is embodying abundance. Owning that feeling of everything you need can be yours. You have to believe it. You have to know it. You have to understand that you do deserve it. And if you feel for some reason that you do not deserve it, then work through that. Again, they're saying write it out. Write it out. If something is telling you, nagging at you and saying, yeah, but I don't deserve that much money, write it out. I don't deserve a new home. I don't deserve the love of my life. Write it out. Ask yourself on paper, so that it gets out of your head and becomes more concrete for you. Ask yourself, why do I not feel I deserve that? And answer yourself. There's no wrong answer. But getting to the bottom of it getting to the bottom of that question will help you get rid of those limitations and that fear of not receiving. So be abundant. Learn to be abundant. All right, let's get some more cards. Let's see what else they can tell us about these 5 things you need to learn this year. All right, we have, it's funny, Queen of Matches, which is the Queen of Wands, Queen of Matches reversed, the Devil, 8 of Cups reversed, 8 of Needles, and the Sun card. Okay. So the first thing you need to learn, the Queen of Wands upright, and you also have the Queen of Wands reversed. It's really just a reaffirming of that message, but I'll read you the words that are on here. We'll see if any of them trigger spirit here. Yielding, jealousy, and overbearing. Yielding. They're saying yielding. Be aware of what you desire. Be thoughtful about it. They're also asking you to learn, as you're being thoughtful of what you want, to be aware of some things you may be asking for, wanting in your life, that won't necessarily make you happy, but bring a sense of satisfaction because someone else has it too. It's a little bit of jealousy there. And I'm not saying that you do this, but a lot of people do. And Spirit is bringing it up so that you're conscious of it. So that if, let's say, for example, someone goes on an amazing trip overseas and you, maybe you don't particularly love to travel, but you want to be able to say that you've done these things too. So you decide you want to manifest this travel. Well, if it's not going to make you happy, are you doing it for yourself, or are you doing it to prove a point? So again, not saying that you're doing this. Spirit's saying that's right. It's not. We're not saying that you're doing this, but as you become more conscious and thoughtful about what you want to bring into your life this year, you may find yourself desiring things that other people have just because they have them and they're happy, without fully being aware of whether or not that thing will make you happy. So know what makes you happy, or what would make you happy, and focus on those things. Okay. All right, so the second thing was the 9 of Swords, which talked about, blocking out those voices that are not good for you, not healthy, may have some negativity attached to them. And then the Devil card, and we have addiction, dependency, fear, and temptation. Yeah, they're saying let go of the fears attached to other people's voices. You may not recognize it as fear, right? They may just be somebody saying, why would you do that? That's, a waste of money, or that's a waste of whatever, or just people knocking your desires because it's maybe not something they want. And there's fear attached to that coming from them, right? In some way. Spirit is saying, detach yourself from that energy. From the energy of fear or negativity or jealousy that may be coming at you from other people. Don't let them shake you off of your goals. And at the same time, don't let your own fears shake you off of your goals. Know what you want and pay attention to that, rather than paying attention to what you do not want, what you're afraid of, what you think isn't possible, again, what you think you might not deserve. Okay, then we have the Magician reversed and the Eight of Cups reversed. Remember, the Magician reversed was about you working on not needing to tell other people how to live their lives, essentially. And I say that in the nicest possible way because we all do it to some extent, right? Spirit just recognizes that this is the year for you to move beyond that. So along with that, we have the Eight of Cups reversed. And the words on here are avoidance, fear of loss, and escapism. Yet there is some fear attached to when we want to tell other people how they should live their lives, or what they should do or shouldn't do, how they should do it. Part of it is out of protection for them because we love them. But part of it is also fear within ourselves. And that's hard to get to the bottom of sometimes. Because there is a sense here of a fear of loss, that someone may accomplish something that we learned in our life wasn't for us. Someone did something that didn't work out for us, does work out for them. And then what does that say about us, right? We're all on different paths. We're all learning different things in our lives. If we were all just cookie cutter, robots learning the same things and the same lessons, boy, this ride would be much, much easier, right? So they're just acknowledging that at the bottom of this need to try to tell people how they should act or do or, whatever, is some fear there. Fear that you might lose them, you may have a child who wants to do something and, wants to go somewhere and you don't want them to go, or a friend or a loved one, and you don't want them to disappear from your life, so you try to hang on. You get a little too codependent, a little bit too attached to them. Spirit's saying release that. Be the boss of yourself, and the rest just allow. All right, then we have the Queen of Cups and the Eight of Needles. Queen of Cups talked about unconditional love, taking the love you already offer and growing it to the next level. And then we have the Eight of Needles, which is the Eight of Swords, and it says imprisonment, self-victim, and entrapment. The Spirit saying, let love be what it needs to be. Offer it, right? Feel it, acknowledge it, offer it. Make sure that you're not using love, kind of, gliding into these other ones here. You don't use love to keep someone around, that you don't use love to get people to do things the way you want them to do it, or to do the things you want them to do. Don't allow your love to be a trap. And that's where unconditional love comes in. And I know no one here would do that on purpose, right? But that's why they're bringing it up, because sometimes we do things and we're not conscious of them. And then someone tells us, for instance, in this reading, they tell us, be aware of this. And then we start to realize it when we do it. So love the people in your life. Learn to grow your love to a place of unconditional and allowing love that doesn't hold other people back and doesn't hold you back, right? Okay. And then last but not least, the Empress and the Sun. The Empress said the message there, the lesson there that you need to learn is to be abundant. And the Sun card says happiness, authenticity, optimism. Spirit said joy is the bringer of abundance. When you doubt, when you fear, when you say I'm not worth something, when you don't allow good things to come into your life, not on purpose, again, unconsciously you do it because you're afraid, right? You have guilt or fear inside of you. Those things can block the energy of abundance. Be abundant for yourself, be abundant for others. Start with the sun, with happiness, with optimism, with knowing you can have whatever you believe you can have. And if there's something you want badly in your life and there's a part of you that's saying, yeah, but, again, write it out. Write it out. Get it out of your head. Get it out of your system. Because it doesn't belong in your head. It doesn't belong anywhere near you. You deserve all of it. But we get these thoughts in our heads that tell us, I'm not worthy. And we start to believe it. And the minute we start to believe it, we block it. So start with happiness. Start with loving yourself. Start with optimism and joy. And work through those things that you struggle believing. Okay, so let's talk about the fairy of the divine hand. Intoxication, distorted view, overindulgence. Okay, what they're showing me here is, first of all, her hand over her eye. And if you notice, one eye is yellow, one eye is like blue-green. Throughout this year, you're going to start to see things differently. You're going to see things not from your eye, but from your inner eye. You're going to recognize that life is bountiful and joyful and all-encompassing. And if we just allow and believe and love, we can be and do and have it all. Don't allow a distorted view, whether it be yours or someone else's, get in the way and get in your head. Okay. Anything else there, Spirit? Yep. Yeah, they're saying don't be the naysayer for someone else. Don't let someone else be that for you. Be thoughtful about what you want. Love unconditionally. And be abundance. Right? Embrace it. Own it. Become it. All right, one last card, your fortune cookie card, final message from Spirit. And yours says, society. Say yes to all the wonderful invitations coming your way. Excellent networking opportunities and new love interests for singles will be the result. Your Spirit saying, say yes. Determine in your head what you want for your year, what you want in your life. And then start saying yes to people, places, things that are going to allow this abundance to come in. Don't second guess it. Don't overthink it. Allow it. And trust the universe, right? To bring you what you need when you need it. All right. Okay. All right. Well, group 3, that's all I have for you. I hope that helps. I hope it gives you some guidance for this next year and what you need to work on. And I am so thankful that you're here, that you're watching this video, sharing your energy with me. Of course, I appreciate your likes, your comments. I read them all. The subscribes. You can follow me on social media if you like, or check out my website. Thank you so much, and I will see you next time, y'all. Bye-bye.